help us understand what's the criteria for opening up to other countries? You've identified Germany, Brunei. What was the criteria for that? Because if you take into account the vaccination rate, those two countries are lagging behind some of the others, perhaps like Malta, like the Maldives. I mean, what are you taking into account?
You can't rely on any one factor. I think it is a composite assessment. A
Such
composite
as?
assess a composite assessment comprising, for example, just to give you a few considerations, certainly the incidence rates in those countries, and then the vaccination rates, and then there will be operational assessments as well. Because when you establish something like a vaccinated travel lane, it is not just about the travel, it is about the supporting infrastructure and protocols that go with it, starting with things like pre-departure testing, how we can verify or validate vaccination, and then on arrival testing, and then the tracing protocols in country, and our response if the cases are detected, etc. So there's a multiplicity of factors we take into account.
Talking about scaling up and assuming everything goes as planned, how soon do you think before other countries are added to that list of quarantine-free travel? I mean, assuming everything goes well.
If there's one thing we've learned from our experience with COVID, it's a highly dynamic. We can't assume that a plan can be static in the way it is conceived and executed. So from that point of view, I would say that our expectation is we want to implement this. We've said that it will start, effective travel is from the 8th of September. We will want a period of time to assess its efficacy and efficiency and how we can enhance it. And then at the same time, we have ongoing dialogue with a range of countries who are also interested to see how they can open up. So I think it's going to be an iterative process, if you like, doing, learning by doing, and then working with a few more partners and iterating again.
You've said that the reopening of Singapore's borders is to prevent a lasting damage to its air hub status. I'm just wondering, can you quantify the kind of recovery you're anticipating for the economy with this reopening?
I think moving forward, really re-establishing the passenger flows, the international travel is going to be key. It's key for economic reasons, it's key for people and personal reasons, and in general for the restoration of the aviation industry as a whole. And certainly for Singapore, we have a keen interest in that. In terms of the trajectory going forward, it's not going to be an easy path because the impact of the pandemic is uneven across the world, resulting in different types of border measures and other responses. So the ability to establish connectivity across countries, across borders, is contingent on how the situation evolves. What we imagine is that over the next 12 to 18 months, there will be some level of recovery. What we are trying to do is find paths to facilitate that, including some of our recent announcements, which we can go into if you wish. But at the same time, we also think that, if you take a longer term view, then of course, once safe travel can be reestablished and there's confidence, then I think it will recover. But between now and then, what we really need to do is find ways to make it easier for travelers to move across borders, and also for airlines, airports, and all the other stakeholders to facilitate safe travel by working out protocols that can do that.